You can increase your productivity by 5 or 10 times overnight by putting the 3 methods into action that I'm going to give you in my free course. So go download it right now by clicking the link just below here. In this video, I'll explain to you why a crisis, a life crisis, a financial crisis, whatever crisis you can think of, is actually a huge opportunity. And I'm not just thinking positively here, I'm actually talking about a real life strategy that you can use in every area of life to get explosive results. My name is Claus Levin, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want original thoughts on personal development and success that really works. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that, wealthy people, they can take their money during a financial crisis and put them into companies, in stocks. Companies that will survive and that will go up after the crisis is over. That is such an explosive strategy because you can perhaps buy stocks for 1/10 of that what they'll be worth 1 year or 2 years after. So I can't look at that and not think, hey, maybe there's a principle in here, right? Maybe, and I love principles because it's like you look at that and say, is that a principle, or is that isolated to that world, that financial world? And then you move out of the financial world and say, okay, when do I have crises? It's when, if I have a crisis, it seems like the whole world is against me, right? Nothing works. And I'm working like crazy, but it doesn't work. And I lose my luck, right? That's a crisis. Or you might be, depressed, whatever, something happens that you didn't foresee, and now nothing is like you thought it would be. And that's the same thing as a financial crisis, because you are influenced by that psychologically. Your whole mood, your emotions change, right? But is that an opportunity? How can we invest in that, in our own personal crises? Well, you can start building small habits. Because, you see, when you are faced with something that seems like an opposing force in a crisis, what you get to do there is you get to weightlift. You get to train yourself, right? That's an opportunity. And you start building some muscles. If you can build just a little muscle during a crisis, that is a huge muscle when the crisis is over, right? That's investing a little in withstanding the breakdown and saying, just give up, man. Why should I even bother? If you can just keep working through that crisis, keep up right? That's a training. You're walking through mud or quicksand or whatever, and you're really training your muscles. And once you're out of the quicksand, the mud, the water, then suddenly, bam, you have a lot more power. Exactly the same as investing in bad times, in companies that you know will work. If you're in a family crisis and everybody's, losing their good spirit or whatever, right? You have a chance to build your muscle when it comes to supporting others, rising like a man or woman to the occasion. But if you don't rise to the occasion, you're taking that 100 kilos or 50 pounds or whatever you have above you, and you're just copping out. You get a chance to really build some muscle through those periods of time. And if you cop out, you won't build any muscle. And you'll arrive to when the crisis is over you don't have anything. So whenever something happens that seems like it's against you, you can learn something. You can build muscle. You can improve. You can grow and grow stronger if you see it like that. And if you don't, if you just go, I can't wait till this is over. I'm going to take all my money, see the analogy here or the principle. I'm going to take all my money out of the stock market and cash it in. So I have cash in my house, right? I'm just going to sit on it until better times arrive. While other people invest in companies that they know. What's the company in your life that you know will grow, that you're secure, you're safe, you know it's going to be a great investment for when the crisis is over? It's you. You're that company. So you take your money, you take the resources you do have and invest them in yourself so you can be that stronger when the crisis is over. Who's going to benefit from that? You are, your family is, other people, your business, if you got employees or your co-workers, your boss, everything. It's the defining moment, right? It's whether you pull back or push forward. And I know it's hard to push forward. That's the whole point, right? But you do it anyway. And you see that reward. You wait for that reward that comes when the crisis is over. The weight is gone and you're so much stronger. And now you can really run faster. You can really help somebody. You can really, right? You can really operate with a new kind of freedom because you had that crisis. See you in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.